Hello and welcome to the next Java session. I hope you have gone through our previous video and checked the predict the output video. Any doubts you have in that, you can please get back to me. Today we are going to solve few programs which are based on the topic we had learned earlier. So here I have selected few programs from the textbook. The rest programs I will send you as an assignment. You have to solve it and send back to me so that I can check it. So let's begin. The first program is write a program to print area and perimeter of a square. Area is side multiplied by side and perimeter is 4 multiplied by side. So any program which you start, you have to name the class name. Like you have to start the program by giving it a class name. So here I have a program. My program is to print the area and perimeter. So I have given the class name as area. You can give any name whichever you want, but it should be relevant to the program. So it's better you give a proper name to the class. Now what are we supposed to do? We have to find the area and perimeter of a square. So here I will declare a variable called as side, in which I will store the value of the side. So I say side equal to, supposing I store some value. Now I need two variables. One is to store the value of area and another is to store the value of perimeter. So here again I give two variables, area and perimeter. So in the first variable area, we know the formula, it is side square. So it is side multiplied by side, and the perimeter is 4 multiplied by side. Now once we calculate it, we have calculated it and the value will get stored in the respective variables. I will print the output. So system.println. Now I want the output to be printed in a proper format, like area of square is. So whatever text you want to print, we know that we put it in double quotes. So it is double quotes area of a square and then the value of that particular area of square. Now that we have stored it in a variable area. So we know that the plus operator, it concatenates two, it is a string and a variable over here. It will concatenate and it will print area of a square and the whatever is the value. Similarly, I'll just copy paste it, and instead of area I'll put it as perimeter, and the variable over here for perimeter is. Now once you finish with your class definition, you have to first close your main. Here my main is getting closed, this my main, and then my class. You save this program by the class name. So it is area.java. Now I will execute this program. I'll go to my command prompt. So java c area.java. So I haven't got any errors. I will execute it. So here you can see 4 multiplied by 4 and side square is also 4. Okay, so we are getting the output area of a square and the perimeter of the square as per the formula which we have given. So this was the first program. And the second program is write a program to find the total marks obtained by a student in 3 subjects and the percentage. That is, we have to assume that we have to assume 3 subject marks. So we need 3 variables to store the subjects. Okay, and we need a variable to store the percentage of it. So let's start this program. So I open a new file. I just paste this. So now this is the student problem. So I give the class name as student. I'll remove all this. Now they have asked us to calculate the total marks of 3 subjects. So I declared 3 variables over here. Say M1, M2, M3. A variable which will store the total. Okay, and the percentage might be a float variable, so I give the percentage as float. Now we have to store the values in the variables, the marks. So say I say m1 m1 78, m2 say 67, and m3 is 87, 89. And then the total I'll calculate, that is m1 plus m2 plus m3. So we found the total. Another percentage over here, what I'll do is I'll find the total whatever I've got divided by 3. Okay, we can divide it by 3 and then multiply it by 100, or I just put an average value over here, so I divide it by 3. Now the system message, that is total marks of student is whatever is the total we got, and system.out.println percentage is, now I save it by the class student. It got compiled. So the total marks is 234 and the percentages is 78. Okay, so in this way we get the total and the percentage. So whenever you are asked the program, first thing is you have to declare the variables, because we have to understand how many variables you need. That all completely depends on the program which we have got. Okay, so depending on that, declare the variables and then start executing the program. Now next is write a program to convert 19 kilometers in miles. Now for how much is 1 mile? It is 1.6 kilometers. Okay, so I'll just again copy this and save it, put it in my new file. This is kilometer to mile. Okay, this is my name of the program. So I need a variable. Now I'll declare both the variables as kilometer and mile as float. Okay, now this is how many, write a program to convert 19 kilometers. So they have given us the kilometers. Okay, they have mentioned that. So I say kilometer is equal to 19. Okay, and I have to convert it into mile. So 1.6 kilometer is 1 mile. So 19 kilometers will be how much? They say 1.6 kilometer. I'll just put this in a comment so that this line won't get executed. So 1.6 kilometer is equal to 1 mile. So 19 kilometers will be how much? That will be 19 divided by 1.6. Okay, that will be the miles. So we will write the formula now. Mile equal to 19 divided by 1.6. Now 1.6 they have given us the value. So system dot out dot println. Now I want the output in this way. 19 kilometer equal to this much miles. Okay, so now that value 19 is stored in the kilometer variable. So I'll put the variable directly plus kilometer is equal to, and then the answer of the mile. Okay. Okay, now it is saying that incompatible types. We got an error. Possible loosey conversion from double to float. Fine. So it is the answer which we are getting. It is in the form of a double. So it cannot convert it. So what I'll do is instead of float, I'll give the value as double. Okay. So that it can accommodate any type of a number. So see here you can have 19 kilometers is equal to 11.87, and if I want mile over there, then I will just again put a plus and then I say mile. So then you will get the output accordingly. So you can see 11.87 mile. Mile is sticking to this value. So if I give a space over here, you can see now it's not sticking. It is the space has come. Previously we had got a space. So in this way you can solve the program. So if you have got this incompatible types of error, that thing means the value which we are getting, that value cannot be stored in that data type. Okay, that data type is not supporting the value. So it says that we have to convert from double to float. Okay, so it was asking us to convert it. We are getting a double, and it was asking us to convert it into float. So what I did is I directly declared the variable as double over here. So it can accommodate any type of a value. Now the next program is write a program to convert degree Fahrenheit, 80-degree Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, now there is a formula over here. Any Fahrenheit value, if you want to convert it into Celsius, it will be that value minus 32 and multiplied by 5 upon 9. So that will be the value in Celsius. So let's start. So now this is Fahrenheit program. Here we have to just use the variables, like I give it as say double Fahrenheit and Celsius. Fahrenheit I am storing it the value as 80, and I am just going to calculate. So it will be what? 80 minus 32 multiplied by 5 upon 9. Okay, so here first the subtraction will happen, and then now when it is division, we know that it returns the quotient. Okay, so it will return us the quotient, and that value will get multiplied with the answer whatever we are getting. Now again, supposing I want so I'm just formatting the output how I want, the way I want, I'm putting here. Save this program as far. So it is given 26.0 degrees is the Celsius. Okay, 26.0 Celsius is the output. Fine. So in this way you can solve these programs. So I will send you an assignment where few more programs are there. So please try to solve the programs and send it across. Now we will move ahead with our today's topic, that is the control statements. Sorry, the conditional statements. Okay. Now what are condition? Condition means what we put a condition, and depending on the condition we are going to perform few actions. So there are different types of conditional statements in Java, that are if else, nested if, and switch statements. So now let's see one by one the conditional statement. Now in if statement, if expression, now your expression can be any condition. That is, if you want to check whether two variables value is equal or not, or if a value is greater than or less than. So we use our relational operators over here. We use our assignment operators over here. So in expression we can use these operators, which were the comparisons value will be either true or false. So here the expression's output should be either true or false. So if the condition is true, then whatever is written inside these curly braces, those statements will get executed. So if condition true, then the statement. So if, for example, if I have having a variable a, there is some value. If the value of the variable a is greater than 10, then the output will be printed as hello. So this is a simple if. That is, here we have just mentioned what if the condition is true. Now the next is what if the condition is false. Like if expression, just now we saw the condition else. Now else is basically the false. Now for example, here the variable test having value as 5. So if test is less than 10, that is if 5 is less than 10, then this is the body of if, condition true. Else the body of false, that is condition false. So now here, as 5 is less than 10, so whatever is mentioned inside these curly braces will get executed. Here, as the condition 5 is not greater than 10, so the condition is false. So the whatever is written inside this, those statements will get executed. Okay, so here is an example where it checks whether a number is 0 or not, a positive or a negative number. Okay, so here you can see the variable number value is stored as 10. Now if number is greater than 0, now here what condition is given, that is 10 is greater than 0, true. Then it is true, so what will be printed, number is positive. If the condition was a negative number like -2 or something like that, then it would have, the condition would have been false, and this would have, it would have come here, and then output would be the number is not positive. Okay, and this statement is always executed. Now after these curly braces, after this, whatever things are appearing, all those things will get executed. Okay, so if you want that certain statements should be executed only depending on some condition, then those statements are put in those brackets. Okay, and after you execute that particular block, when you come out, then other lines of code, if there are any, those will get executed as it is. Now this is an if else if block, that is, this is like inside an if we have another else if block. Okay, that is if expression, else if again an expression, else if again an expression, and else. So here what is we are doing, if expression, that is condition is true, then again we are checking a condition, that true, then what. Okay, that false, then what is not given here, only if the condition is true, that is you are giving multiple conditions. So if this is true, then this true, and then, and if this is false, then directly it will come over here. Okay, let's see one example for this. Now this particular variable is checking the largest number. Okay, now what we are doing here, declaring double type of variables, that is n1, n2, and n3, and a variable largest number. So here you can see, when we are declaring, that time only we are assigning a value. You can do that also. In my examples, whichever we had done previously, in that we had first declared the variables and then used it. Okay, assigned a value. Here while declaring only you can assign. So I have got n1, n2, n3. So I have to find the largest among these three. So now what is the first condition? If n1 is greater than n2, that is -1 greater than 4.5. Okay, that is now the -1.0 is not greater than 4.5. Okay, So here it is like if else if statement inside the block checks if n1 is greater than or equal to n3. So now here again, if condition true, okay, if this condition is true, then you will come here. Okay, now is n1 greater than this thing? Okay, now if this condition is true, then the largest number will be what? N1. Else largest number is what? N3. Okay, else if n2 greater than n3. Now what we are doing, we are comparing every variable with another variable. That is, first we are checking n1 and n2, then we are checking n1 and n3, then we are checking n2 and n3. Okay, in this way. So we are checking it, every variable is compared with all the variables. Okay, so for that there are multiple if else statements. So again I will explain you now. Remove these comments. Okay, so if n1 greater than n2, if the condition is true, then it will come here. If this condition is true, then it will come in this block. Okay, now here you can see whenever you are putting a curly braces, you have to see to it those closing are mapped properly, otherwise we get an error. Now here this if is opening, so here it's if is getting closed over here, this else is getting closed over here, and this if is getting closed over here. So this is if condition true, then these things are happening. If this condition is false, then this part will happen. Okay, now in this part also what we are doing, else. Okay, so we come into this, if n2 greater than n3, okay, the largest number will be n2, and if n2 is not greater than n3, the largest number is n3. Okay, so here now depending on whatever are the values, we will get the output. So the largest is 4.5. So let's see how we got. What is there in n1? -1, and n2 4.5. Is -1 greater than 4.5? No. Condition is false. So this part is not going to get executed. Directly we come over here. Okay. Now in this condition, we are checking is 4.5 n2 greater than 5.3. Yes, 4.5 is greater than 5.3. So the largest number is what? Largest number equal to n2. Okay, so the value of n2 we are putting it in the variable largest number, and we are printing the value of the largest number over here. Okay, I'll give some more different values. So I give 100, 19, say 100, 2.7, say 2.3, and say 300.23. Okay, some different values I'll give now. Okay, now again it give me an error because this is an n1 is double and I'm trying to store an integer. Okay, so I have to store a decimal value. So now here you can see the largest number is 300.23. So this is a simple nested if else. So here you have to keep in mind the opening curly braces and the closing curly braces, that have to be mapped properly, otherwise you might not get the expected output. Okay, so now next let's move ahead with the switch statement. Now this is also a conditional statement. Now we have used the if else if ladder to execute a block of code among multiple blocks. However, the syntax of if else if ladders are too long. And just now you saw it was getting complicated, like if there are many if else statements, then it becomes complicated to track the whole program. Okay, so hence we can use the switch statement as a substitute for long if else if ladders. The use of switch statements makes our code more readable. Now let's see how is a switch statement look like. Now the switch statement is in this way. Switch the variable value you give or an expression. Expression is a equal to b, a not equal to c is equal to a, something like that. And here we give cases. Now case is a keyword over here. Case and the value. Case and the value. And after every case we are having a break statement. And then you are having something called as default. Default is also a keyword. So it has to be written in this way. And the default statements. Now let's see it with an example. Okay, so how it is expression? If it matches the case 1, if it's yes, then the code which is written in that block will get executed. If it is no, then it will check for case 2. If it is found matching, then the code of the block 2. If it is not matching, then the case 3. Accordingly, the other cases, how many ever cases you give, those will get executed. And if it is not, none of the cases there, then you get a default case, okay, which is in the end. So if nothing matches, then by default the default case value, the statements inside the default will get executed. So let's see an example. Okay, now this program is printing the day of the week. We give the day and it prints which day it is, like we give the value. So here I have declared a variable week and a string variable day. So switch, you can see week. Week is nothing but what? A variable. So we had seen here you can store a variable. So we are storing a variable over here. Okay, now it will match the value inside the variable with every value whichever you are putting in front of case. So case has to be written space and then the value which actually has to come. So it will match these two. So if value in week and this value is equal, then whatever is written after that will get executed. Okay, now you can see there is a statement break. So why we require break? What if, like, first I will explain what if I don't give a break. Okay, now this program, I'll remove the break from every case. So actually what it is happening, if value of the week, if the value is 1, then it will print Sunday. If value is 2, then Monday, 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, accordingly. Okay, so I will just compile it. Now ideally it should print what is the value of inside week? 4. So week is 4, so it will check for the cases and it will come here and it should print what? Wednesday. Okay, so the output should come as Wednesday. But here what you got? The day is invalid day. Okay, that is it didn't map the week properly, the value of week with this. Okay, it went over here directly in the default. Okay, why? What was happening? First it went, what happened actually was, first it had 1. Okay, the day value got initialized to Sunday. Then it went to 2. The day value got initialized to Monday. What I will do is, for you to better understand, I will give a system.out.println over here. Okay. So here you can see what happened. Week is what? 4. So it will check where is 4, it will come here. So it printed day is what? Wednesday. And the output is what? The day is Wednesday. But you can see after that all the other cases are getting executed. That is, I am getting Thursday, Friday, Saturday and invalid day too. Okay. Why? Because we didn't break that those statement. Okay, I have to break the case. So I have to use the keyword. This is a keyword break. Okay. So once I put a break now, over there, but I have put only in case 4. So you can see the day is Wednesday. Now if I make a change and I give the value as say 2, so you can see I give the value as 2 over here. It printed Monday, it printed Tuesday, it printed Wednesday, but in Wednesday I had a break, so it came out. Okay, had I not put this, and I just, so it is coming from Monday till the last. So it is mandatory for you to break the case. So in every case, after every case we require a break statement. Otherwise what will happen is every case will get executed, and then it doesn't then it is of no use actually. So I am putting break after every case. Okay, by mistake this thing came here. So you can see value in week was what, 2. Okay, so it printed Monday, break, and then you come out. Okay, so here is what I am having the value in week as integer. But what if there is a character? Okay, and we want to print check the switch case with the help of a character also. So now we can write a program to check whether a given character is a vowel or not. Okay, so we will do that type of a program to check whether a given character is vowel or not using switch case. So I'll change my program name to vowel. I'll declare a character variable ch in which I'll store a vowel. I'll remove this day. Now here week, instead of week I'll put ch. Now which are my vowels? A, E, I, O, U. So I put A, E, I. I'll remove this thing first. Okay, so we have A, E, I, O and U. So if the user enters in CH, if there is A, E, I, O, U, it will go in these cases, and if there is any other character except A, E, I, O, U, then where it will go in the default case. So we will keep the default case. Now what I will do here is, now I know that if I don't write a break statement, every case will get executed. Okay, so if it is A in ch, if it is A, then all these cases will get executed. So if it is E, then after E all the cases will get executed, then O and U. Okay, so it is not mandatory for you to have a break statement in every case. Now it totally depends on the program which you are writing. Okay, now in this program, instead of me writing the given character is a vowel in every case, what I will do here is, in this case U, I'll write system dot out dot println entered character is a vowel, and then I'll put a break because I don't want to go in default. And if it is not A E I O U, then I'll come here and I'll say entered character is not a vowel, and then a break. So either you can write the system.out.println enter character is a vowel in every case and put a break, or I know that any of this is like it comes in U only, in the end it will come in U only. Okay, so it will print system enter character is a vowel. So I've put only one system.out.println. Sorry, I'm executing the previous program. I'll just change it. This is vowel. Did I save it? So entered character is a vowel. Now if I make it to some other character, so I put it as K, so it is not a vowel. Fine. So the switch statements can be used as per, if you are having to give multiple conditions, then you can use the switch statement. And if you want, you can have a break, or if you don't want, then it's not mandate to put a break in every case. So it all depends on what type of program we are writing. So you have to keep that thing in mind. Fine. Now in this CH, as I told just now, we saw a number. We had given a number, and now here we are giving a character. You can give any, like supposing I give an plus sign. Okay. So plus is a special character over here. So here also, if you want to mention, or maybe I will put a, let me put a plus sign in a string variable, string, say operation, okay, equal to, say, plus sign. Okay, so here I will give the value as operation, and instead of this a, I'll put, say, plus or whatever, minus, depending. So you have to write an assignment where you will create a simple calculator's basic operations, that is plus, minus, subtraction, sorry, addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and mod. Okay, using a switch case statement. So in that program you have to mention the addition, subtraction, the signs in double quotes. Okay, so that program is a part of the assignment. So I just showed you how it can be done to create a simple calculator, basics calculator operations. Okay, so I'll share you these programs which we have done today. I want you to solve these on your machine. If you are getting any errors, try to find the errors, or maybe try to resolve them. If you are not able to resolve, you can contact me. I can help you in that. Thank you and have a nice day.